Hello YouTube, this is Gabriel and this is the latest and greatest on my hobby. So summer's right around the corner. Today was like 60 something, but we got in the highs of 90s at the beginning of the week and the summer's here. What's the worst part about the summer? Some would say the heat and how hot it gets, and it does get hot here in Bakersfield. We hit 110s plus 13s in that area a few days out of the year, but 100 plus maybe a few weeks out of the year. But even worse than the heat, in my opinion, is so even though it's a beautiful day when it's just rained a little, they say it never rains in Southern California, but it is here. We get these little puddles. There, this thing will usually fill up with water. That's why the cap comes off. It floats off when it does rain. You get a puddle here. And of course, what comes with these puddles? We get mosquitoes. Who loves mosquitoes as much as I do? That's what my video is about today. So in the limited research that I've done, plants like marigold or penny something-ish states that those kind of confuse the mosquitoes and makes the mosquitoes not want to come around, or kind of my take on it was it confuses them. They don't know if they smell human blood or not, so they don't come in the area. It kind of throws their scent off. However, this plant, I was reading that they actually don't like the smell of basil. So if they see basil, they turn around and go the other way. So that's why I went with basil and not the other ones. I might end up getting some of the other flowery ones to plant outside, but in the actual fish room, I want to put basil to keep them out of here. So as of right now, I do have the fish room in the garage and the breeding room in the bedroom. So I got two plants. What I'm going to do is try and see if it works. Take the dirt out of these and just plant them with the roots directly in the water. So that's what I'm going for. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it keeps me mosquito free, and we'll see how it goes. So the basil plants that I picked up from Home Depot are $3.33 each. It says basil. There was a bunch of different basils, blue basil, different types, and I didn't know which one was the best, so I got something that was just basil. I'm hoping this pesto party doesn't mean anything different. I think it's just basil. It smells really strong, so I'm assuming that's what it is. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is take this apart, get it out of here without damaging the roots, hopefully. This is the first time I've ever done this, so if I'm doing something wrong, let me know. Whoa, look at all them roots. That looks good. See, that was $3.33 from Home Depot. Like I said, the smell is really strong, so that's awesome. Those roots, dang, there's a ton of roots. So I'm hoping I can preserve that. And I'm gonna just go ahead and try to get all this dirt out of here without demolishing the roots, hopefully. I'm gonna go ahead and take some of it out just like this, and then what I'll do is I'll wet it and do it in water. Hopefully the water will help this dirt break apart. Got a little crooked there. Let me go ahead and so I'm gonna use the same Home Depot bag to collect this dirt. Let me grab some water and see if I can help eliminate this dirt. Yeah, you see the way the water just makes the dirt come apart. Let me go ahead and grab some more. Just go ahead and add this water as well. Let's see if that's enough for me to break it apart in here. My goal is to try and get all this dirt gone, because imagine if I have that in my fish tank. That's not good. But I also want to get this gone without ruining all the roots And the sad part is I think I can feel that I'm breaking some of the roots just that easily. Maybe I'll put it in here and let it sit for a couple hours. Let me add more water and then let it sit for a couple hours, see if that helps break it up a little bit more. So I hope I don't kill this. I really don't know anything about it. See, I don't know. I believe those are all roots. I'm gonna let it sit in here for a little bit, let it loosen up, and then come back and try to play with it a little bit more like this, see if it comes apart. Hopefully I don't kill it. We will find out. I feel like if I'm being very aggressive with it, but I don't know how else we get the roots out of it without doing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the camera right now, let it sit for a while, and come back in a little bit and see if I can mess with it a little bit more. Alrighty, so it's been sitting here a while. Let's see. So my main goal would be to be able to separate these into, well, first of all would be to be able to get all of these free, and that did not happen. Then I would like to separate them if I could. Guess I'm gonna take a risk. I think if I put this in my water, I think it's gonna get really nasty, and I don't want to do that. Let me try taking this out and spraying it with the water hose, see if I can get it out of there. And if not, then I don't know, maybe I'll try and put it in the tank. I don't know if this is dirt or if this is something else. I think it's dirt. Let me try and rinse it off with the water hose and see what happens. Alrighty, so we're gonna try and rinse this off with the water hose. Wow, that looks like it's working good. Looks a little aggressive, but it's actually less aggressive than me, I think, because it's not ripping them up, but it's getting all the dirt out of there. Oh, it's even separating them. I like that a lot. So I can try to put a couple leaves in multiple tanks. That was my actual goal. Whoa. Let me put this over here. I think that's about perfect. So let's get this water here. A little bit of, we got a, what's that tree? Nectarine tree. So he's got a little bit of crowd in him, but not much at all. That should be perfectly fine for me. Let's go ahead and so for now, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is attempt a few different things. I know this thing, when I had it in this tub over here, it actually didn't sink. So I'm gonna put half of it in this here and float it in this tank over here in the 250-gallon tote, which probably does not have a bunch of poop in it because there hasn't been livestock in a while. So I do have some flourish. I'll probably pour some flourish in there, which will be beneficial for those plants that are in there as well. The what's that called? Not duckweed, the hornwort. It'll be good for the hornwort. There are still, you can see a shrimp. Oh, there's one swimming by right there. So there's two swimming by right there, one on the bottom. So there are shrimp in here that survived even when I thought I didn't have any survival. I don't know how many shrimp are in here, but as you saw, you could see 3 just right now when I turn on the light. They're looking for food. So I'll drop in a little bit of food. I'll drop in these plants, half of them in here, and then I'm gonna need to get them protected. But maybe not even half. I'll split them up into 4s. I'm gonna put maybe a quarter in here, a quarter over there, a quarter in here, because I got a bunch of blue Moscow guppies in here, and then a quarter here. This is my most overly stocked tank I've got. These are a bunch of there's one blue Moscow female in there. The rest are all blue cobra. Had a breeding group and they've just taken off. You can see there's a ton in there. So I'll put one in here, which, like I said, this has probably got the most poop. There's tiny babies that you can barely see. There's bigs. There's everything in this tank. So I'm gonna put one in here because I think that's gonna give the most poop or fertilization. One in here because that should be pretty good too. And then, like I said, this one, these are my bigger guys, so there's bigger poop in here. And then that one over there, I can actually treat with some flourish. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and break it up into 4 and get it into these 4 tanks. And I'll give you a second, an update later in the future, see how they're doing. But for now, let me go ahead and get them in here. So once my stocking gets in, this tub will have the most fish in it, creating fertilizer. I wanted to put the biggest bunch in here. See, I try zip tied it to that thing as that thing floats, hoping to keep the plant out of the water, hoping it doesn't die. I'll probably raise it a tiny bit from there, but that's basically what it is. I'm gonna dose it with flourish right now. I ended up getting a few more or one extra decent sized bunch. So I'm gonna put that bigger bunch in with the cichlids, this huge bunch in with my main tank in the living room, and then these 2 in with the guppies. I'm gonna put those in there right now. The other plant that I have, that whole other plant that you saw, will end up going in the bedroom. In the breeding room, I'll split it 3 ways and put it in the 3 breeding colonies. However, right now I don't have any fish in there, so I'm gonna leave it in the soil until my stocking gets in. So this is where we're at. So on both of these, I just put the little plants right between the where the two where the hinges. I'm hoping it doesn't, when I'm opening and closing, it doesn't damage it. I'll keep an eye on it to see that it's not, but you can see you can kind of see right there the roots are free hanging inside of the tank. So hopefully the nutrients are there. If not, what I can do is I can move them back there to the back where that hole is, where there is no movement, but I'm gonna keep them here and see if that's not gonna damage them. It might damage them. I'm gonna go ahead and move them probably. And this is what I'm attempting to do. So come along with me on the ride, and hopefully we can get something figured out to get rid of this pesky pest. So I hope you like that. If you're still here, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will appreciate it. You have yourself a blessed rest of your day.